What's up, everybody? I'm Logan and this is Heirloom Builders. Today we're at a new project. It's a tiny house. It's a 1,000 square foot, 2-story home that we're building also in Hillsboro, and it's a super old home site. This home site is easily 200 years old. This is an old log cabin behind me, and we're gonna eventually restore this old log cabin and connect it to the house that we're gonna build right now. For the young farmers who are rebooting this old farm. I mean, look at these folks. They're building a farm out here on this old homestead. They're preserving the old cabin and the farming roots of the people that settled this land originally. Since they bought this land a year ago, they have erected 2 Gothic style greenhouses and have been growing produce, herbs, and just some really nice stuff. So I'm really excited for these folks. You can see behind me there is an old, I think most recently this was a chicken coop. There is a whole bunch of old log structures that the original owners that settled this land built. And they lived in this cabin right here. And we're gonna restore this thing and connect it to the house that's gonna be right here. Right now you can see behind me we have a footing trench, and this is gonna be part of the foundation for a super insulated and hydronic heated slab floor. So this is going to be a heated floor and a wood framed wall system above. That's a 2-story home. So it's 25 by 20 feet this way. So it's 500 square feet for each floor, 2 stories. This is going to be a really cool project. We've got a winder stair. It's a tiny footprint, super efficient build. I'm really excited to get this one going. So I just wanted to give you an introduction and kind of show you what we're starting with here so that you can see how amazing the progress is along the way. So pretty interesting deal here. You can see behind me this footing trench really kind of shows the soil profile here. We have amazingly rich dirt here. It's red clay underneath this gray soil. The gray soil is here because we're building up a building pad to save ourselves the cost of gravel underneath the slab foundation. We may not normally do that, but in this case we have a slab foundation that's elevated 2 feet out of the ground with concrete blocks, and it is elevated out of the ground so that when we have a deck, a covered porch that wraps around the house, that deck can extend out of the house and we'll have a couple short steps to get down to grade. So if we have 3 steps total, that's 21 inches. So we're building it out 24 inches out of the ground, and that's going to give us kind of the perfect little wraparound porch. So we built up the building pad to save ourselves some rock. Because we built up, well, really the whole reason that we actually added structural dirt here in the first place is because you can see where this clay stops. It dives down to where Amelia's feet are down there, and that was an old cellar. That was an old cellar that was basically crumbling and falling apart. And so in order to build this house, we needed to fill that hole. And so we have to pack structural dirt in there with a sheep's foot roller. It's a vibrating, super heavy duty wheel with little knobs on the end that vibrate and pack dirt down super tight so that when we build a foundation on top, it doesn't settle and cause the foundation to crack. So because we were going ahead and filling this entire cellar up with dirt, we went ahead and packed it up a little bit higher so that we didn't have to spend so much money on pea gravel filling from the existing grade, this existing dirt, 18 inches of gravel. That stuff's really expensive and time consuming to spread out. So we're gonna save the cost of labor, and while we're here with the sheep's foot roller and the skid steer putting dirt out, we're just gonna build it up and then dig our footing back down through it. So essentially when we build our foundation, we've got a 12-inch thick footing, 24 inches wide, that's gonna support a concrete block foundation wall. That's gonna be two 8-inch blocks with a 6-inch block stacked on top of it. And then in between the block foundation wall perimeter and underneath the concrete slab floor is going to be 4 inches of foam for a super insulated and heated slab floor underneath the concrete, and then 4 inches of gravel. So we're going to eventually build this pad on the interior side up 4 inches for gravel, rake that out super flat, and then put 2 layers of XPS foam insulation. That's going to be an R10, or I'm sorry, an R20 value underneath the concrete slab, and then a 4-inch concrete slab with 1/2-inch oxygen barrier PEX that we're going to run hot water through to heat up that slab floor. So this is a really cool build, and we're utilizing some efficiencies and economies of scale that we have. Since we have 2 projects right down the road from each other, we can really maximize how much we're able to eliminate extra mobilization. So for instance, when we dug out the foundation the other day at the other house down the road, for the garage slab, we finished the day over here and dug this tiny little footprint, so we didn't need a whole extra day of an excavator where it's only going to take 2 hours worth of work. So we're paying an hourly rate instead of a day rate. So if there's any way that you can do that, I highly advise that you kind of team up on projects to avoid the extra mobilization costs that you might incur on a project. And then basically, with all the excavation, the dirt that we dug out of here, we need to clean that up. But we had a skid steer also down the road doing the backfill on the other house, the other crawl space foundation, and so we just came over here for a couple hours to end the day and moved all the excavation dirt out of our way so that we can set up our batter boards and lay out our concrete foundation and get all that dirt out of the way. So a couple strategies on saving some time, saving some money, and building a super nice house. This is it. So I hope you follow me along on this project. This one's going to be super cool too, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, peace out.